Good morning one and all, my name is Vamshi Bharadwaj and today I am going to explain the second experiment of Signals and Systems Laboratory. So yeah, let's get started. As you can see here, I have already executed the codes and the graphs were obtained. So let me explain what is a unit step function. First of all, unit step function is basically for all x is less than 0, y will be 0, and for all x is greater than equal to 0, y will be equal to 1. I have plotted the discrete time signals using stem functions and continuous time signals using plot functions. So as you can see, this is unit step function in discrete time signals, as it is clearly for all y is greater than 0 it is equal to 1, and for all x is less than 0 it is equal to 0. So this is discrete unit step function, and I have used plot, so this will be continuous unit step function here. For all y is greater than 0 it is equal to 1, and for all less than 0 it is equal to 0. And this is a rectangular function. The rectangular function is basically, I have defined the limits here. For these limits the value will be equal to 1, and for the rest of the limits it will be 0. So I have taken from -3 to 2, so we can clearly see in this continuous time rectangular function that from -3 to 2 the value is 1, and for all the rest of the values it is 0. Whereas in discrete time signal I have used the stem, so you can clearly see for all -3 to 2 x values we will get y is equal to 1, and for all the remaining values we will be getting y is equal to 0. So this is basically the rectangular function is continuous and discrete time. And let's see signum function. Signum function is basically for all x less than 0 y will be equal to -1, and for x equal to 0 y will be equal to 0, and for x is greater than 0 y will be equal to 1. We can clearly see this in this continuous time interval. We may not be able to notice that at x equal to 0 y is also 0, but in discrete time signal of signum function we can clearly see that at x equal to 0 it is 0, and for all the negative values it is -1, and for all positive values it is +1. So this is signum function. Let's go to ramp function. Ramp function is basically for all x less than 0 y will be 0, and for all x greater than or equal to 0 y will be equal to x itself. So we will be getting in continuous time signal we will be getting y equal to x straight line for all positive values of x, and for negative values of x we will be getting y is also 0, y is 0. So in discrete time signals you can see it like in this way. For all positive values for y x equal to 1 we will be obtaining y equal to 1, and for x equal to 2 we will getting y equal to 2. So this is ramp function. And sine wave is very basic time signal. We can directly obtain it by using sine function in MATLAB. So this is continuous sine function, and this is discrete time function, and yeah, this is exponent rising function. This is basically y is equal to e power x. So in continuous time domain we can see y is equal to e power x, and in discrete time signals we can see y is equal to e power x in this way. Next we will be having exponent decaying function. Exponent decaying function is basically nothing but y is equal to e power minus x, so it will be decreasing function. So in continuous time signal we can see it here, and in discrete time signal we can see it here. Next we will be having impulse function. Impulse function is basically for all x not equal to 0 y will be 0, and at x equal to 0 it will be 1. So in continuous time signal we can clearly see that for all x is not equal to 0 the value of y is 0, and exactly at x equal to 0 the value is 1. And this is the discrete function. So next one we are having sawtooth function. Sawtooth function is a basic triangular wave function. We can see it in this way. It looks like a sawtooth. So there is a basic function called sawtooth in MATLAB which will directly print out the sawtooth function for given variable. So we can clearly see it here, and this is in continuous sawtooth function, and this is the discrete sawtooth function. So next we are having square function, square pulse function. Square pulse function we can see it here. Again we are having a direct function called square. So this is a continuous square pulse function, and this is the discrete square pulse function. And next we are having triangular functions. Triangular functions are also a type of sawtooth functions, and we can obtain them by using sawtooth and a maximum value here. So we can see clearly that we have obtained the triangular continuous function, and this is discrete triangular function. So next we are having Yeah, this is a question in the assignment that we have to print the sign values for time period 1 time period for 1 millisecond. So the frequency will be very high, so we can clearly see that the wave pulses are very near to each other, so we are unable to distinguish them here, so because the frequency is very high. And we are having the addition of signals. So I have declared the signals x1, x2, x3, and y is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3. The sum of signals looks like this. And next we are having multiplication of signals. So x1, again I have declared x1 and x2, and y is equal to x1 dot star x2. So this will be in this manner. Next we are having GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface, which allows the user to handle the codes in a user friendly way. So this is the GUI code that I have written. So when I run this code, what basically happens is we can plot the functions directly from one click. So you can see here unit step dt. This means that unit step discrete time, in discrete time. So we can clearly see the graph here. So for any function we tap here, this is let's say impulse discrete time function. We can clearly see that we have impulse discrete time function. And exponent r indicates exponent rising function, and exponent d indicates exponent decaying function. So we can see here discrete, this is decaying continuous time signal, and we can even see the triangular discrete time signal. So yeah, this is very user friendly, and GUI is helpful for us to make such interfaces. So that's all about GUI, and thank you everyone. Have a good day.